Hi, this is Chef Frank Brightson coming to you from Blue Runner Creole Kitchen. Today we're going to make brown roux, one of the most important techniques in Louisiana cooking. My technique is to preheat the black iron skillet, and you have to use cast iron because it's heavy and it distributes and holds the heat. I'm going to add some vegetable oil, and I'm going to preheat the oil to about frying temperature, about 350 degrees. The oil is starting to smoke a little bit, so now I'm going to whisk in the flour. Now, be very careful when you're doing this because you're dealing with hot oil. Whisk it until it's nice and smooth. Get into the edges and the corner of the skillet, and then just watch it very, very closely. Don't stop whisking because the flour will burn the bottom. One thing to remember about the brown roux is that once you get to the color you want, whether it's deep caramel or chocolate brown, you have to stop the cooking. And we do that with the mirepoix. In Creole cooking, the mirepoix is onion, celery, and bell pepper. And when you add those vegetables to the hot roux carefully, that will stop the flour from browning. And that's very important because otherwise the flour will get too dark and it'll start to smell like burnt coffee, and then you've gone too far. So it's really a matter of temperature, timing to get the taste that you want. Now, if you can look down the pot, you can see that the roux is starting to darken a little quicker now. We're into a deep beige color. I can see that it's starting to thicken up a little bit. I'm seeing a little bit of graininess. So this is where I want to watch the roux very closely. Now you can see it's starting to get grainy, thick. So we're going to slide it off the fire and just continue stirring. You can see the smoke rising from the roux. There's plenty of heat in there. This is the critical stage that you want to look for in this technique. Keep stirring. And as you stir, and it'll thin back out to a more manageable consistency, and then you have a judgment call to make. Do I go back on the fire to get it darker, or is it going to darken enough on its own? Judging by the amount of smoke I see, we may not have to go back on the fire, but we'll see. Here's your critical stage. Now we're starting to move into a peanut butter color. I can see now that we're kind of over the hump. The thickness has dissipated. It's starting to thin back out and get much more manageable. And that's just from taking it off the fire for a couple of minutes. So I think we can safely go back on the fire now. And it's on full high heat now, but I'm gonna turn it down to low. Medium-low temperature now, and we'll just continue cooking until we get that caramel color we're looking for. Now this could be the basis for many things, but whatever you make with a dark brown roux, it's going to have depth of flavor. So now we're past dark caramel, and because of the amount of heat in here, it's going to continue to cook. So I'm going to turn the fire completely off. We're almost there. About another minute. Beautiful. Depth of flavor. That's something I talk about a lot in my cooking. And I think one way to achieve depth of flavor, intensity of flavor, is with high heat. Whether you're browning vegetables or making a roux, fire adds flavor. Don't be afraid of the fire, just be careful. Now, that's starting to look like chocolate. Look at that. So I'm gonna stop on it now, the fire's off. We're gonna very carefully add our mirepoix. I'm gonna use a wooden spoon for this and add it in small spoonsful, because the moisture in the vegetables will cause a violent reaction with the hot oil of the roux. You can hear that sizzle. And you can see the steam from the vegetables. Now we're cooking. Look at that. Ooh-wee. One of the most essential parts of any Creole gumbo is a good brown roux like this. Now I can relax. The flour has stopped browning because of the vegetables. They will cook and steam in the roux and create that foundation of flavor that we're looking for. Now, look at that. And there you have it. I'm Frank Brightson. Thank you for joining us in the Blue Runner Creole Kitchen. See you next time.